Okay, let's start with the presentation. To begin with, let's understand the agenda of the presentation. Firstly, we'll understand the present smart device ecosystem, after which we'll know about 1+8% strategy. Then we can understand the HarmonyOS capabilities that will help transform the 1+8% ecosystem to a super virtual device. And so without further ado, let's try to get into the content of the presentation. So before I get into the content of the presentation, if you're a tech lover or if you're a tech geek, you would have already come across this term 1+8%. So by the end of this session, we'll try to know what exactly is 1+8% and what does it help to give us. Okay. Okay. Smart device ecosystem. When I say smart device ecosystem, it refers to the current ecosystem that is prevailing. Is it able to give us an ecosystem that is sufficient for all scenarios? All scenarios as in our day-to-day activities like watching television, listening to music, operating our smart air conditioners. All these scenarios actually require smart devices or objects, or in other words, IoT devices. First of all, let us try to understand where IoT is standing in the current technological era through some statistics. Okay. This particular report is prepared by Statista and ResearchGate. As per this report, if we observe carefully, we can see that IoT device usage has only increased in the recent years and is expected to shoot up further in the future as well. In 2015, around 15 billion devices were in use, and by 2020, it has increased to 30 billion devices, and by 2025, it is going to shoot up to about 75 billion devices. When it comes to average IoT devices used by a person, in 2010, it's around 1 to 2 devices. By 2020, it's around 5 to 6 devices. And by 2025, it is expected to go to around 9 to 10 devices. When it comes to applications developed for each device type, say for smartphone, there are around 4 million plus applications developed. And the number is justified as it is present from a very long time. For wearables, there are around 20,000 plus applications. For smart TVs, the number of applications have increased rapidly to around 10,000 plus applications and is expected to increase further due to the ongoing pandemic situation, which has resulted in people using smart TVs more than ever before. And coming to head unit, meaning the car dashboards for infotainment systems, there are a few hundreds of applications. As this number of smart devices increase, in fact, we can say it has already increased. The need of the hour becomes the existence of all scenario operating system, which provides user with seamless experience within a single system for all these smart devices. In other words, we need an ecosystem where all these devices can interact with each other and provide a seamless experience to the user. Say, for example, I'm watching a video on my smartphone and I enter a room where there's a TV and speakers. I should be able to continue watching the rest of the video on my TV and the audio through the speakers for a better experience. I'm sure you would be thinking that screencast also would also do a similar job. But the problem with screencast is, even though we are watching the video on television, the resolution would be that of a mobile, right? I believe you're getting an idea of what I'm trying to say. So what we need exactly is an ecosystem that can fully utilize the resources and provide a seamless experience to the user. But the challenge is, whenever we try to expect something new, there will be some challenges to execute them. So let us see what is actually holding us back or restricting us from achieving this current ecosystem. the increasing number of devices is actually creating more problems to the developers. Developers need to develop different apps for different devices, keeping in consideration their respective development stack. Say, for example, let's take smart TV, wearable, and head unit. TVs usually use WebOS, wearables use operating systems like Tizen, and head units go with some firmware where they can deploy their applications. Each of them will have its own tech stack or development stack, which not only makes the development difficult, but also makes maintenance of these applications even more tedious. So what do we need now? Now that we know that our current operating system is not helping us with our problems, we need an OS that can provide user with consistent or seamless user experience across devices, right? Not only that, it should also provide the developers with an ecosystem for all the smart devices. Smart devices as in smartphones, tablets, televisions, smartwatches, and there can be so many other. I think many of them are listed over here. So these plus millions of IoT devices what we have. Now let's try to think of this problem while I play one video, and let's check if it provides us with any solution or any clue for our problem.
Harmony OS is a future-proof, distributed, and smart operating system open to you as part of the initiatives for the all-scenario strategy. It will be able to run on 1+8+N devices in the future. For an end user, Harmony OS adopts a unified software system that delivers consistent, smooth, and secure experience across your smart devices. For a developer, Harmony OS adopts distributed technologies to integrate various smart devices into a super virtual device. Application developers can use this super virtual device to develop applications on different device forms, focusing on upper layer service logic without caring about device differences. Device developers can use the capabilities of multiple smart devices as needed and deliver a smooth experience through this super virtual device. As a whole new future-proof operating system, Harmony OS aims to play a vital role in a fully connected, intelligent world. We look forward to you joining the Harmony OS family and together with us, witnessing what an all-scenario smart ecosystem has to offer.
Okay. I know this video had too much information in a very short span of time. You might have heard some keywords like 1+8+N, super virtual device. Let me help you guys to understand this concept in detail. If you have watched the video carefully, you would have understood that Harmony OS provides us the solution for the problems we had discussed till now. In fact, it provides us with distributed architecture through 1+8+N ecosystem through which we can achieve super virtual device. And it also explained how it is useful to end user, application developer, and device developer. To the end user, it provides seamless connection, much better user experience, and user information is shared across his devices, resulting in less user interaction with the devices. For application developers, app developers can fully concentrate on the service logic without worrying about the differences in the underneath layers. And coming to device developers, they can use the capabilities of multiple smart devices and deliver a smooth experience to the user. Now let's try to understand what is 1+8+N and super virtual device in the coming slides. What is 1+8+N and how does it help us achieve the ecosystem for all scenarios? 1+8+N, in other words, we could say all scenario smart life strategy. If you observe this picture over here, 1 means the smartphone, that is the core device in this ecosystem, and rightly so, as we use this most frequently. So most of the interactions in this ecosystem will be with the help of our smartphone. Okay. So coming to 8, there are 8 refers to 8 peripheral devices like tablets, smart television, wearables, smartwatches, laptops, head units, speakers, etc. N refers to all the IoT devices that we can have, like projector, printer, say doorbell cameras, vacuum cleaners, gaming consoles, etc. They also refer to N different solutions or scenarios like smart home, travel, entertainment, fitness, etc. This is about the hardware in the ecosystem. Only the hardware makes no sense, right? They will be independent devices again. So how are they connected to each other? Let's try to understand how exactly they are connected to each other. The plus symbols show us the way they are connected to each other. The first plus, that is between 1 and 8, it refers to Huawei share. It is something similar to a Wi-Fi direct means of communication for transfer of information. Say like applications that we are already using, say like ShareIt or Zender. All these applications are similar to Huawei share. And the high link, that is between 8 and N, it's a proprietary solution for optimizing home area networks and interconnecting smart home devices through the use of routers that will actually support the Huawei High-Link connection protocol to create smart home network. Some advantages of these are it provides fast access, as in High-Link enabled device can be added into the High-Link network with just click of a button. And another advantage is it provides distributed networking. Within High-Link network, the Wi-Fi name and password on all connected devices are automatically synchronized with the router. Therefore, when we try to move a device to a different location within High-Link network, it will automatically switch to the optimum Wi-Fi hotspot at the new location, making sure there is a seamless user. Another advantage is we can monitor the internet connections of all these devices on the High-Link network through the Huawei AI Life app. And the last advantage is smart configuration, meaning the network configurations of all devices on the High-Link network can be managed using the router. User only has to make sure the config changes are done only on the main router, and the changes will be automatically synchronized on all the devices on High-Link network. So this is exactly what we mean by 1 plus 8 plus N. Now let's try to understand the Harmony OS key capabilities that actually pours life into this 1 plus 8 plus N strategy, and thereby making it more meaningful for us. Let's understand few use cases also along with these key capabilities. Let's check the first key capability of Harmony OS, that is one-hop network connection and automatic configuration. Let's try to understand how this network connection and automatic configuration happens in the existing OS, and then compare it with Harmony OS. In the existing OS, let's try to take a real life example. Say we want to connect a Bluetooth speaker, say Amazon Echo Dot. I think most of us would have used it. So let's take that example. Let us try to, let's see what are the steps involved in trying to use an Amazon Echo Dot speaker. The first step would be the user will need to turn on this Echo Dot. Then user has to download the Alexa app in his mobile phone, create an account, after which he needs to search for the devices. Later, he needs to configure to the home Wi-Fi settings by entering the Wi-Fi SSID and password. Once the device is connected to the home network, then he can use the device. Explaining this whole process itself has taken a lot of time for me. On an average, this whole process could take around 15 to 16 seconds at least. Now let's check the same thing in Harmony OS. Let's try to connect a Bluetooth speaker and see how it can be done. In Harmony OS, you just need to bring your smartphone close to the NFC card reader of the Bluetooth speaker. Smartphone will not only read the network configuration details, but will also identify the type of device, and it will notify the user that it will be connecting with the secondary device. User just needs to click on OK or cancel. This is a three-step process. It will take around 3 seconds. So with less number of steps, we can do the same thing that happens in multiple steps in the existing OS. This is something. This is the first key capability. Now let's check the second key capability of the Harmony OS. Multi-device collaboration. Let's check 2 use cases under this key capability. First use case is about service repair of a water purifier. Let's say that water purifier has stopped working and we need to get it repaired. In this existing ecosystem, how can we do it? We will have to dial the customer care and inform the model number of the water purifier, and an on-site repair date will be fixed, and a repair engineer will come to the location and find the fault and rectify the issue. Now let's see how Harmony OS will do it. This is where it gets interesting. Once the water purifier has stopped working, user needs to tap his smartphone on the water purifier. The service card will actually be initiated through one hop, which will pinpoint the issue with the water purifier. Say, for example, the filter is damaged and needs to be replaced. Then it will prompt the user to buy a warranty service for an on-site repair. Meanwhile, he can purchase the new filter, which needs to be replaced. User will get a prompt with various replacement guides also, so that he can do the replacement himself. This is one use case for the multi-device collaboration. Let's check the second use case. The second use case is an interesting example. A use case that will be really useful for bachelors or those who don't know how to cook. Say, for example, I've got a fish with me and I have no clue what to do with that, and I'm hungry. What I can do is I can tap my smartphone to the cooker to get n number of recipes. I can tap it onto the mixer to get some marination recipes as well. After which I can place my fish after marination inside the microwave and then tap the smartphone on the microwave. Then automatically the cooking parameters that are required for a particular recipe, that is say heat control or the duration of the cook time, all of these will get automatically set from the smartphone where the recipe is to the microwave where the food is actually getting cooked. Interesting, right? Now let's check the last capability, that is multi-device interaction. Here, let's take an example. Say I want to move from point A to point B in a car. So once I enter the car, I start my navigation on my head unit, that is the car dashboard. Then I travel and reach my destination, that is point B. On reaching point B, I see that there is no place for me to park over there. So what I do is I park my car at around 200 meters or 300 meters away from point B. Now, while turning off my car, my smartphone will notify if it can transfer the navigation from my head unit onto my smartwatch to show the walking route to the exact destination. So here we see that multiple devices like smart devices, a smartwatch, smartphone, and my head unit are all interacting so that the user gets the seamless or the best experience from the resources that are available near him. That is what is multi-device interaction. So till now, what we have spoken about 1+8+N and Harmony OS key capabilities. Now let's check what is exactly a super virtual device. Okay. Super virtual device is nothing but combination of both OnePlus 8 Plus and ecosystem plus HarmonyOS key capabilities that we have discussed till now. Each one can be each one in the sense, each category that are displayed over here, say housekeeper, travel assistant, personal assistant, all these can be a super device in itself. And let us consider one example. Say housekeeper. Housekeeper, if it is a super device because it can internally include a number of devices like smartphone, water purifiers, wearables, air conditioners, speakers, televisions. All of these are included within this super device, and user can use the best resource out of this and make sure his experience is seamless and more smoother than what is actually prevailing now. Now let's check the second one, that is travel assistant. I think we have already discussed this in the previous use case, and that is when we wanted to travel from point A to point B for multi-device interaction. So let's go to the next one, that is personal assistant. Say you have attended a meeting and you have taken some recordings during the meeting. After the meeting, you come to your laptop and you want to transfer the recordings onto the laptop and continue working. Just tapping the smartphone on the laptop will do the job. And for smart education, currently, I think most of us would be, most of the students would be actually resorting to smart education because of this pandemic time. So the TVs can be used as tutorials, tablets can be used for taking notes, camera for the video class. And for entertainment, video can be displayed through the TV, audio through speakers. If live broadcast is there, then you could use a camera. You can achieve a very good experience out of this. For fitness health or health consultant, TV or tablet for interacting with your trainer, wearables to track your health index parameters, weighing machine to track your weight. All this data can be synced to your mobile phone on a daily basis. Shopping assistant, say you're watching an advertisement on TV and you want to buy a product. You go to your control panel within the smartphone and link the TV with your smartphone and get the link where you can buy the product. So to iterate again, what I mean to say is OnePlus 8 Plus N along with HarmonyOS capabilities will give rise to a super virtual device. So what is the use of this super virtual device to the developers? Till now we have seen what is the use of it for users. Now let us check what is it or how it can be useful for the developers. As we had seen in the initial slides as to how it's difficult for the developers to develop and maintain various applications for different devices, in HarmonyOS, this issue can be solved because of this super device concept. Super device will form a device capability resource pool, which will have the resources of all the devices included in the scenario. It will also have a distributed virtual bus, which will help to interact with the required devices. Now the developers can just focus on the service logic and write the code. The resources will be allocated by the operating system after it selects the best possible resource for the particular scenario. Therefore, what developers need to do is they have to keep in mind the super virtual device and then develop their applications without worrying about the device differences, which was not the scenario in the existing ecosystem. Now that we have reached to the end of the presentation, let's try to watch a video to get a graphical visualization of whatever we have discussed till now and help us understand these concepts much better.
Your audio is not there.
Yes, the audio to the video actually will start after a certain point of time. Just bear with me. Okay. I hope this video actually helped you to visualize the concepts that I was trying to explain till now. Hope you guys liked the session. That's all from my side. If you guys have any queries or any doubts, please feel free to ping them up in the chat section. I'll try to clarify the questions. Thank you, one and all.